start with attendance or meeting. Yeah. No attendance. I will take attendance later. So waste of time. So first of all, I want to talk about a monitoring. So we'll see that one monitoring. Lot of things are there about a monitoring, guys. So look at that one. So what is a monitoring? Okay, so the thing is, what is monitoring? What is monitoring? Anyone?
Observing or checking.
Very good. Observing, looking at what is going on, observing events, checking the events, what is going on, or whether it is on off condition. Okay, maybe checking brightness, or maybe something, anything like you are monitoring means you're looking at something, observing like this. Very good. So what is simply a monitoring? Next. So what we are monitoring, what we are actually monitoring. What we are monitoring, what we monitoring or what we are monitoring. So also is important. Okay. In a IT industry, so what we are monitoring. So generally, in general idea of monitoring. So I will talk. So that is very simple, guys. Yeah, like a monitoring attendance, monitoring attendance, monitoring resources, right? Anything like we can say. So bit in IT industry, so when you say monitoring, for example, I open a task manager, I'm seeing, look at the process. Okay, I'm looking at the process and how much CPU is consuming by each and every process, how much memory is consuming, how much disk space utilization, how much burden on network, how much burden on GPU, like that. Simply we can say monitoring. So in our PC, in my PC, my team 6.4% or 6.5%, Google Chrome, okay, Google Chrome, WhatsApp, like that. So so many processes are running, right? So each process consuming some CPU, each process consuming some CPU power, RAM, utilization, and like that. So this is each individual process monitoring. Okay, multiple process running, so their parameters. This is one thing for my PC. Next one is performance. Someone put a message. Okay, I didn't started taking attendance. I will take. Okay. See, this is the performance monitoring. This is a process monitoring. This is performance monitoring, like my CPU performance. If you look at, so what is going on? It is going very up and down, up and down. Speed, processes, threads, handles, uptime, utilization, like this. Total capacity, under capacity, like that. So we can able to view the percentage of utilization, means higher or lower percentage of utilization. In a graphically you can able to see the performance of CPU, total whole CPU. This is each process, how much it is taking in the CPU, how much CPU it is utilizing each process. It is the whole CPU, entire process, entire CPU utilization, total CPU utilization, it is shown. Same goes memory utilization, disk, hard disk, read and write data transfer kind of stuff, your network related, your graphic cards related. See, so how much data is able to transfer, or how much data, how much it is utilizing. Okay, so process monitoring, performance monitoring of a PC. If you want to see like a service, user based process kind of stuff, this is user based process kind of stuff. Startups, app history, like that. So yeah, I will show first. I will write first of all what we seen. Process monitoring. Next, performance. Performance monitoring. CPU performance. RAM, how much utilization, percentage utilization of RAM, percentage utilization of CPU. But it is percentage utilization of CPU. Percentage utilization. So why it is CPU, like everything. Percentage utilization of CPU, percentage utilization of RAM, hard disk, or SSDs if you have a SSD. Okay. Next, network related one, your Wi-Fi related, or your Ethernet related. Okay. Your GPU if you have a graphical process unit kind of stuff. It is the performance monitoring. Process monitoring, it means what is your process name, how much it is utilizing CPU, RAM, disk, network, or GPU. It is also showing. GPUs are purely optional, so I'm not doing that one. Yeah, you can put it if you want it also. Okay. So in a process monitoring, you look at a process, and Butler process is how much CPU utilization, RAM utilization, disk utilization, network utilization is showing. Next, performance monitoring. Performance monitoring. What is performance monitoring? Percentage utilization of total CPU utilization. Total processor, lot of processors are using. So how much totally your CPU is utilization, RAM utilization, disk utilization, Wi-Fi utilization, or network utilization, Ethernet utilization. Next one is resource monitoring. Resource monitoring. So of course, performance monitoring, resource monitoring is also almost similar, but the different windows and different kind of outcomes you will can able to see. So you can see here in the bottom. Okay, here in the bottom you can see open resource monitor. You can see open resource monitor. Guys, can you able to see this one? Open resource monitor here in the bottom. I will show you once again. Okay. This is the open resource monitor. You can go to computer management, there also you can find it like that, but this is okay. You can find a resource monitor. So this is a resource monitoring. Okay. So I'm opening this open resource monitor. So this is the resource monitor. You can look at this resource monitor. You can overview. So I'm going to overview. See CPU on CPU. What are the process running? What is their process ID, status, threads, CPU average, something like it is showing. Overall CPU consumption, each individual process kind of stuff also it is showing like this. Okay, now this is the disk. This is related to the disk, which process is utilizing currently your disk, how much read and write on based on the process kind of stuff. This is a networking related. You can see networking related, memory related. Memory means RAM related, and also a graphical view of your process. You can see CPU separately, disk separately, network and memory wise. Also, we can able to view each individual one. So again, in a process, each process having CPU utilization, RAM utilization, and kind of stuff, right? So in a performance, CPU, total CPU performance utilization, total memory utilization, total disk utilization in the performance. In resources, what are your resources? CPU is a one resource, memory, disk, and network. So in the resource monitor, you can able to see what are the different process utilizing CPU separately, like it is like a separate subset type. Disk utilization by different process, network utilization by different process, okay, memory utilization by a different process, okay, and their graphical showing of CPU, total, disk, network, and memory also. It is we can able to see views, medium, large kind of stuff also it is showing. Okay, maybe it is view good. Now this is a CPU. You can see only CPU. This is overview. This is only CPU. Under CPU, you can see process, services, okay, associated handles, associated modules. You can also see. Nothing is there inside of this one, so obviously nothing is there. Okay, but you can see process, how much the services, the running services, and also process. You can see under CPU, memory. Also, you can see hardware reserved, in use, modified, standby, free. Okay, why this much of thing is utilizing? So I don't know. So it's 3.4, 3.9. So it is utilizing very highly. Even I didn't running any virtual machine, I closed it. Okay, so how to protect our system if it is utilizing more resources? Anyone? How to protect our system if it is utilizing more resources? Anyone? If my system is very busy, okay, it is utilizing more resources. How to protect your system by it is consuming more resources kind of stuff.
Close
By
unnecessary
blocking the background apps.
Very good. Someone is other person also telling answer, like one is blocking background apps. Okay, no problem. Next.
close unnecessary tabs.
Which one? Tab? Okay. Good.
Delete temporary files.
Delete temporary files. Very good. Okay. Caches, prefetching data also will protect our consumption. Why? Because of even we don't know. So we are looking at the machine. So only these are only open. So I open this browser. Edge browser is open. Okay, so unnecessary opening things are there, better to close it. So this is a WhatsApp is open compulsory because you have to look at this one. Again, I need these two tabs for because of again and again opening is difficult, even though it is not required, so you can close it. Okay, next, yeah, this is my what is this? This is my Outlook. So the mail communication through Outlook, like if it is a company related, not my personal one, right? So when they send a mail, immediately I have to respond. And we are conducting meeting in a Teams. So obviously that should be open. but few things are not required to open and keep it. So what to do? You can better to close those things. So then the resources utilization will be reduced. The higher the resource utilization, lower the performance. Okay. So how to understand like this is, so higher the utilization increases, the performance will be decreases, right? So that is very important in the our system resource management. See, so like that. So compulsory, you must go through each and everything and try to understand. If you don't understand, it's okay, but you can see. And maybe some people will get a doubt. So if I delete my temporary files, how resource utilization will act? If I delete cache files, internet temporary files, so how resources utilization? In generally, they will trigger again and again. So the cache kind of stuff and all. Even though you are not utilizing the application or a internet, some browser related kind of stuff, but keep refreshing their own data again and again in a background. So what happened? Utilization of things will happen, right? So it is utilize the network, it will utilize CPU, it will utilize RAM. You know, sometimes 1 KB, 1 KB become a 1 GB, 2 GB also. Okay. So it will keep increasing itself, right? The utilization increases. So the best thing to protect our system is better don't open applications or maximum applications. Okay, if it is not required. Okay, so this is the resource monitoring. Next one is performance monitoring, process monitoring. Okay, so what are the things? So look at the system. So how resources are consuming or utilizing. So if in case, if you found there is a certain resources are unnecessarily utilizing our services or heavily utilizing our resources, sorry, heavily utilizing our resources, unnecessary applications are open, are running in a background, running in startups. So find out and kill the process or stop the process. So then you can protect our system from over utilization, overburden on a system also. So that is very important. Why? Because of if it is a laptop, it consumes more RAM capacity. If you are working on some other application, the application loading is very slow. Important data will be slow, and unnecessary things will run, utilizing the resources. So obviously, your original application, like now I'm taking class. Think a lot of other services also running. So I want to show you a Python how to execute. Obviously, it has become a very slow loading. So what will happen? So original one, what I want to do it, that is become slow. What I not doing it, that is make us very, that is utilizing more resources. So then the real one will become slow. Also, whatsoever it is, the wording is there. I think you got the point. Okay. So kill the unnecessary things, stop the unnecessary process. Okay. The background, so many things are running. So click on Action Center. So close those things if you want it. Okay. Okay. Stop that kind of process. Disable the startups. You can go to the startups and you can go to the process. It is showing like this. Disable it. Okay. It is already disabled. So like this, you can disable the process. Okay. So if you look at these many applications, you can understand. If I start my PC, so if I restart my PC or I start my PC, it will take at least 15-20 minutes to get a boot of my PC. By every day it has happened. So usually by 8:30, 8:45, I start my computer. By 9 o'clock, it is ready to work with it. So it will take another 15-20 minutes for a fully working function. Later I open one by one thing and start working. So slowly it will take another half an hour to function in the track mode. Later I use normal. Sometimes in the background updates also slow down my PC. Okay. So what to do? If I enable all these things, if I enable all these applications in a startup, if I enable All these are, this is enabled, this is not enabled, right? So this is disabled, this is enabled, it is disabled, enable, disable kind of stuff is there. So how to enable it? Like enable. So if I enable this Teams, so when I start my computer automatically, so at every startup, that automatically Microsoft Teams will be start automatically. When I start my computer, so when system is loaded, then automatically Microsoft Team will be started. So I don't get, no need to button like again I have to open manually, not required. So it automatically opens. That is enabled. What is a disabled? For example, OneDrive is disabled. OneDrive is disabled. So what will happen? I start my computer, but OneDrive won't load until unless I open manually OneDrive. It will be won't be loaded. So that is a startup management. Okay, these are all PC management related one only, but I will build based on this point to the next level. Okay, so this is my startup. Think in my PC, all these applications are enabled, and morning I open my computer at 9 o'clock. It will be opened by 10 or 10:30. Okay, so entire time it will take 2 hours, 3 hours for a booting purpose only, and entire burden on my processor and my RAM and my disk, my network only. So I disabled it. Okay, okay, enable wanted one, disable unnecessary one, and uninstall the application if you are no longer using. For example, GoToMeeting, another waste application at current situation. Because of we are already seen, you guys also seen, right? So after update, I thought it is maybe there is error in that is maybe corrected compared to the previous one. So I thought GoToMeeting is will check it once again, but some of you got a data volume automatically within a 2 hours data is consumed a lot. So we stopped using that one. Actually, GoToMeeting is also originally starting GoToMeeting is very good one. Zoom and GoToMeeting, okay, webinar, WebEx kind of stuff, Cisco WebEx kind of stuff. These are all very good team meetings, but I don't know why GoToMeeting is keep changing their thing. Even though there is no utilization, the only thing is you can able to take a class and we can record the session and we can share the session. That's it only. Nothing, no other features are there. Okay, I have to put a mail to Madhu sir and as well as Pavani madam. So we don't no longer require a GoToMeeting. You can utilize yourself. I will deleting this one. Okay, so our teams are better. Google Meet is better. Yeah, okay. So what sir it is, guys? So when you are not using any applications, unnecessary the application is running in a background, okay, or it is linked to the startups. So what to do? Better to uninstall the application. Uninstall the application, so then also it will improve the performance of your system. So there are a lot of advantages are there if you are uninstall not used applications. One is disk space utilization. Okay, disk will be certain space will be recovered. Unnecessary background running applications, unnecessary background running thing like a resource utilization will be less. You'll get a more resource access possibility also great. Unnecessary startups kind of stuff, blocking your access kind of stuff. So this is how to protect your system from more utilizations. Or what to do? Remove the cache memories, prefetches, cookies. Generally, it is won't do anything. It helps you a lot, but sometimes it runs the certain background task also. Okay, it will link with some applications. So why we need? So we remember. Close unnecessary applications if it is running. Close the tabs if it is not required. Not required tabs are open, so then you can close it. Okay, so if you are not utilizing, just close it. Okay, close the application if you are not utilizing that one. So then verify your CPU utilization, RAM, memory utilization, disk utilization. So maximum you can optimize your performance. and disable the services, startup services in the startup also. And also you can disable the services in the services.msc, or here also you can try to disable it. Okay, you can stop the services if any unnecessary services are running. And uninstall the applications. Uninstall the applications if you are not utilizing, no longer utilizing any particular application is there, you can happily uninstall it. So that is okay. So that is how to optimize your system performance also. Of course, network monitoring is there. Different type of network monitoring is also there, but I have written resource monitor. Again, resource monitor, individual of a CPU, RAM, disk, network monitoring individually, how the kind of stuff, service monitoring kind of stuff. Okay. Yes, only one question. First question. That is because of I have a Windows operating system, I can view my process, right? I can view my process running. I can enable or disable the process in a startup process. I can enable, disable it. I can view what process is running, how much it is utilizing, how much it is utilizing, how to end the process. So I need a process, and then I will disable that process also. It's keep running. Then what to do? Yeah, I'm using this any desk. Okay, so I open application. Look at here. Any desk is running here. So somewhere it is there. So look at here. Any desk. Right. Any desk. See. Okay. Sometimes you can't able to close the process from here, or maybe the process is a background process kind of stuff. So what to do? So you have to end the process like this. So select the process properly. So like okay, you can end the process. So automatically any disk is gone. Okay, you can end the process. Also, you can get a different kind of stuff like end task. Okay, end task, end task tree kind of stuff, process tree kind of stuff. Also, you can find it. Never end this few things like this paint. Okay, like this you can get it. End the task. By ending it, also you can get it. Next, already I told startups, I don't want to start the process when my system is started. What to do? Right click, disable. Right click, disable. So then the process won't start. So this is I showed in a Windows. Now guys, tell me in a Linux, what is the command to see what process is running? Commands to see what process are running. Guys, how to check the process?
PS.
Very
Yes.
good. Yes command is used to check the process, but I need an options. Process -e or ps space -ef. You must find out what is these things. AUX. Okay. So AUX will give you full details. Means user, process ID, parent process ID, CPU, RAM, disk utilization, network utilization, like that. Full information of the entire process management, you will get it by -AUX. PS-E, PS-EF is there, EF-OEX. If you want a customized kind of stuff, -OE, customized one. So like you can put a process ID required, nice value is required. For example, nice value is required. Okay, you want user PID, nice value, CMD. Only if you want a particular things only, then also you can utilize this command. Next, how to kill the process in Linux.
Kill percentage sleep
Kill
sleep ID.
process ID. Okay, so every process having a process ID, parent process ID, like that. So you want to kill a process, and you should give the process ID number. Should give process ID number. Okay, so that is a thing. Kill process ID. Of course, in a kill signals there is a 64, 0 to 64 kill signals are there. So there is like 1 to 64 kill signals are there. Out of that one, -9 and -15 we are using. Okay, that's the thing. So 1, 9, 15, 20. Okay, so 20 means 6 stop and 1 sig up. 9 actually kill the process. 15 is terminate the process. Options are there. -9 represent kill process. -15 is terminate. Two things are enough. So the you can use kill -9 process ID number you should give, or you can use kill -15. So by default 15 is works. Okay, so this is the one. Next command is stop. Stop is a command to see live process status. Like task manager. Okay, this is also a very important question. They will ask, so what is the command we can able to see the live process, or it is look like a task manager kind of stuff, is a top. Okay, yes is a screen snapshot type. It is top is a live process management. Okay, so that is process management between Windows and Linux kind of stuff. I will ask one more question. Get ready. What is the command? Already I asked it. So this is my services. Some are running, some are stopped. This is startups. Some are running, some are stopped. So first I'm going to services. So I want to run a particular service, or I want to stop a particular service. I want to restart a particular service. So for example, if I want to run a particular service, so this is a stopped service, right click, start the service, or I can open the this thing like open services. You can see in the bottom there is option called open services. You can go to open services. There in a Windows service management, in Windows service management. So this is some services there. It is a manual one, triggered or stopped process. It's not showing a running. It means it is already stopped, and it is manual one. Properties. Then I can change it to automatic, or maybe just I will start only. So either I will start the process, or I will change it to automatic. So automatic means when I start my computer, automatically service will start. Okay. Manual means When I start a machine, service won't start. Service will only start by user or by some application or by some dependent services. Okay, service will start automatically only by triggering user or maybe some application, maybe some schedule or maybe some other application, maybe dependent services. Okay, automatic means it automatically starts when system is started. So that is automatic. Manual means manually you have to start it. Disable means service won't start by automatically any means, by application, by systems turn on or off condition, like that. It keep disable means it won't start. You have to change it to manual for starting here some services. So that is in Windows. So one is you have to start the service and stop the service based on your requirement. Next one is, so unnecessary services, better to stop it by running, and as well as also disable the services when in a startups also. I install some application, and when I start my computer, that application service also running. It is not required because I am not utilizing that application. Okay, for example, Teams is very important, so I am daily utilizing Teams. Outlook is compulsory for me. Okay, but I don't require what we say, no, the movie kind of stuff. Okay, or maybe I don't require certain services either by default in an operating system or by application. Certain services not required, like CC cleaner I don't use daily, I use occasionally. CC cleaner I don't require to start the CC cleaner when I start my computer. Okay, so you can disable or enable the services by at the time of boot startup. Start and stop the services. So in Windows, already now on just only I showed like a upper start services. Automatic, manual, disable, services, or startups. Apps. So this is now only I showed how to do it. Okay, so in a Windows manner, right? So how to start the service? Right click on the service, open services, start MSc. Okay, right click on service, you can start or go to properties. Up, or you can start Windows. This to stop and start. Next, same thing. Right click, service, properties. Change it to automatic or manual. Disable the service. Automatic means when system starts, automatically service starts. Manual means, yeah, 1 second, guys. Hello. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is how to do it, like a property. Same thing. Service management. Right click on service. Manual, automatic, disable. Disable means never start. Manual means only by some application or by user it starts. Automatic, when you start a computer, it starts automatically. Okay. So how to control the startups? Windows. How to control it? Task manager. Startup or startup on. Right click on application. Right click on application. Enable or disable. This also both are almost like a same only. This one is same, but this is like a service is a specific service will be visible. This is a apps, look like a apps only. That's the difference. Don't worry guys, don't worry. I showed and spoken about a Windows part, but how to manage in Linux, that is the question always. Okay, see, you're already prepared well, so then that's why I'm asking you questions. Okay, how to start? Restart service. Tell me. Two ways are there. One is EL7, another is EL6. Which one is I told? EL7 only I told. 6 also told, but tell me here. What is the command? CTL start service name. Stop service name. Restart. Okay. This is for a start. And you want to check the status. What is the thing to check the status? In EL6 is also same thing, like, but only command both work. 6 command work in 7 also, but 7 command won't work in a 6. What is EL6? Red Hat 7, Red Hat 6. Example distribution: Red Hat 6, Red Hat 7, Oracle Enterprise Linux 7, CentOS 7, Fedora, like that. Start. Same thing. Start, stop, start, like that. So I have written only one. So instead of start, you can put a stop, restart, status also. Next one is how to change it like this. Startups. This is also startups, right? This is also startup. This is also startup. Both are same. But this is a apps wise. This is a different service wise and apps wise also. Okay. So same thing in a Linux. Enable or disable service at boot time. That's the thing. Like at boot time, at startup, anything, enable or disable services at a boot time. So guys, understand startups?
Yes, sir.
So how to enable or disable startup in EL7 and EL6. Same command in EL7. Why? That's why 7 is preferable. Why? Because only one command for everything. Enable service name. System CTL. Disable service name for disabling. Okay, I'm not specifically not writing this is for enabling, this is for disabling kind of stuff. By look at this one, you'll understand. Already you know, no need to understand, you already know. Okay, chk config service name on chk config service name off. Okay, so this is managing startups in Linux. This is managing startups and services in Windows. So services management in Linux. Okay, process management in Linux, process management in Windows. Graphically I told that's the thing. Process monitoring in Windows and Linux. Guys, this is in the monitoring. I showed only monitoring is okay. In the monitoring also, we seen this is kind of stuff, right? Individual pieces monitoring we seen. Okay, so what we seen is in my PC, what is monitoring thing? I monitor my process, what is going on with my processor, how much utilization in a CPU, RAM, network, hard disk, utilization by a process, or so whole CPU utilization, whole RAM utilization, whole network utilization, whole disk utilization. Next, I've seen how my resources are consuming in a different windows by different processes like that, and also how to protect our system from utilization more. Like we can check the process which is consuming more resources. For example, a process consuming a unnecessary process is running and it is consuming more resources. Better to end that process or close that process. Close unnecessary tabs, applications, clean up your system so then the performance of system will be improved. Disable the startups so then when you start your computer automatically unnecessary applications won't start in the background. Okay, manage your services so then the services, unnecessary services won't run with your computer, so then the maximum you can put more utilization of a CPU, unnecessary consumption of CPU will be reduced. We can optimal system utilization will increases. Optimal, what is optimal? Means the true utilization is improves in your system. This is what I want to try in both the things. One is utilization manner, another manner is monitoring thing also. So what is a monitoring? Of course, in Windows or Linux, monitoring is a common, so different commands are there. And also I revised two things. One is process management. Second one is service management in the Linux and Windows. I revised. So this is completely your wish, like no, all mixing. Everything will be clear once you really got it. Guys, understand up to here or not?
Yes, sir.
What is monitoring, process, performance, resource, startup management, service management, Linux process management, Linux service management, Linux startup service management. Understand or not? Many doubts.